We all face adversity. It's just different shades. So we work best with people who want to start a business, who are business owners. And when I mean vehicle, you can already have a business or you can have a sense of direction on what you want to do. And that's where we get into the mergers acquisition. Let me take over your business. You give me those financials.
My guest today, at 5 years old, came over from Haiti to Miami. He's an immigrant that has gone on to do some pretty incredible things in the world. He's built an amazing company, Avant Cloud. You know, it's cool because he's going to teach us a lot today, guys, about credit, about mergers and acquisitions, about real estate, and really just fabricating your own life. Welcome to the show, Andre Volcy.
Appreciate it. So this is the man that I want to give my eulogy, because there's no way I would want to go out and what he just did there.
I appreciate that, man. And it's really cool too, guys, just like how connections work. And, you know, how I got connected with Andre was through a mutual friend, Brendan. And I met Brendan through social media. What I love sharing that, Andre, because I think that, you know, it's amazing when you put yourself out to the world, you're willing to connect with people, you're willing to network with people, how the network grows, how God introduces you to people, how conversations like this happen. That's how we got you in the studio today. And I'm just so grateful and honored to have you here, man. Appreciate
it. Excited to be here. I'm ready to go.
Let's go.
Me ready to run through a wall.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're gonna start off with a little deep question. That cool?
That's fine.
What do you value most in life?
That's a great question, and that's not a question that a lot of people want to delve deep into. The thing that I value most in life is tribe. And what I mean by tribe is this. Family is who you're born with. You know, some of us, if we could press the eject button on some of our family members, we would. But a tribe tells me more about you than anything else, because that's a family that you construct for yourself. Like this gentleman in the corner running your podcast, who you have in your business, who's in your circle. Oftentimes they say the 5 closest people around you are a reflection of yourself. So tribe is an extremely important thing for myself.
Man, that's so good. I love that. And if I were to look at your tribe, what would they tell me about you?
Believe it or not, my tribe, and I love my tribe, they will tell you how much I pour into them and how much I deflect when it comes time for them to pour into me. That's something that I need to work on.
Yeah, you're a giver. Mm-hmm. You're used to giving, man. I was the same way, and receiving can be tough when, you know, you want to give, you want to serve. But remember, we can't pour from an empty cup.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. We all work in progress, so yeah. I still got some work to get done.
Hey, you and me both. But hopefully on this show, we're going to help sharpen some people, refine some people. So, Andre, you know, your story's pretty cool. We were talking a little bit offline, just getting set up for the podcast here, and how, you know, you're an immigrant, your family's immigrant, but now you've gone on to do some cool things. Brendan spoke really highly of you. I mean, even getting into the world of business in general, so many people fail at it, yet you've succeeded in it. Can you take us a little bit through the journey that you've been on? I mean, you had to face some adversity, man. Like, I was born in America, like I'm white, like, you know, like you had to face adversity to get where you're at today. Take us through the journey of adversity and what you learned along the way. Give us a couple nuggets.
No worries. And I'm going to say this, and I want to tap in for a second. We all face adversity. It's just different shades. So I love that you acknowledge that you're born in America. Look, we all go through the same struggle. We're in the skin as human beings. But I'm going to say this. In regards to myself and my story, one thing that I am happy that I got to witness firsthand was the adversity that my parents fought through and how they handle that. And that basically let me know, like, hey, if they can come here in this country and have that steep of a learning curve and conquer it, there's no excuse, because they've given me a 20-year head start compared to where they were at.
Yeah, dude, that's powerful, man. And I'm sure, like, them coming over here, so that was like how many years ago?
So my parents came here in the 80s, and they landed in Miami, Florida. And right now we think of Miami as pristine, white beaches and warm waters. It was a wild town back then, a wild town.
So what were some of the things that you watched your parents have to go through in the journey of building a life for you? You got siblings?
Yes.
For you and your siblings, and really just establishing their family. Like, what did you watch them face, and what did you learn from that?
I had to watch my parents relearn who they were in a society. And what I mean by that is when you come here from different parts of the world, you have an established life. Let's say you're a doctor, you're an engineer. For my father worked in a newspaper. He also drew political cartoons. So imagine you going from a white collar job where you get to dress up in suits every day to you land in a place and you have to pick the work that's available to you. And you're not going to walk in here and walk into the Miami Herald or the Los Angeles Times and say, hey, I want a job here. It doesn't work like that. So I had to watch my parents like, all right, this is who we were over there. This is who we are right now, but that's not the station in life that we're going to stay at.
Come on. That's powerful, man. Now, you've gone on to do some cool stuff with your life. What is some adversity that you faced along the way? Tell us a little bit about your story and your journey to end up with the company that you have right now, doing the things that you're doing. What did you have to go through to get there?
In regards, and I said this before, in regards to this, I'd rather be poor in America than any place else. So coming over here as an immigrant, there are some steep learning curves in regards to the language, the interpersonal dynamics, learning the culture. For myself, I think the hardest thing for me was getting adjusted to being a stranger in new land. So for the longest time, that threw me for a loop and me trying to find my place and my voice. But I am glad that at this stage in life, I have found it and I get to pour into the people around me.
I love that. So tell us a little bit. It's Avant Cloud, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about Avant Cloud. What do you guys do?
So in regards to Avant Cloud, first and foremost, we work with business owners and entrepreneurs that want to change the fabric of their lives. And you're like, Andre, what the heck does that mean? That means this. If you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, and you're looking for funding, you're looking to change the station in life that you're at, come to us. Whether you're someone that has amazing credit and you're just looking for the capital to propel your business into the next stage, or you're somebody that goes, hey, Andre, I don't have the credit, I don't have the know-how, I need you to educate me and take me station by station to my destination.
Come on. So you help them learn how to get the funding, acquire the capital. Maybe they have good credit, they don't. You educate them, you mentor them through that process. Once someone learns how to get the capital, then what?
The most important thing is this. I need them to have a vehicle. And what I mean by that is this. I need you to have a business or an idea where I can come with a gas tank and pour into that vehicle. Because it's a lot easier to pour gas into a vehicle than me come out there with a gas tank like, all right, Cody, where's your car at? I don't have a car yet. All right, pick a car. Well, this one's purple, this one's white, this one. So someone who has a direction is someone that can take off quicker than someone who doesn't have a sense of direction.
Yeah. So by vehicle, do you mean business? Do you mean investments? Like, kind of take us deeper into that, right? Because I would imagine people coming to you, they're trying to raise capital for a reason. Hopefully, they're just not trying to get a bunch of credit cards to go blow a bunch of money, be in debt, and file bankruptcy. They obviously, like you're talking about, putting that money into something that produces wealth, correct?
Correct.
So is this business owners? Is this people that want to start businesses?
So we work best with people who want to start a business, who are business owners. And when I mean vehicle, you can already have a business or you can have a sense of direction on what you want to do. And that's where we get into the mergers acquisition. If you don't have a business, but you go like this, hey, Andre, this is where I want to see my life as. There was a young lady who came to us and go like this, hey, I work a 9 to 5. What I want my life to look like is this. I don't want to do anything with a business or a job before 12 noon. I want to pour into my children. So to me, that was a person like, okay, we could use mergers and acquisitions in order to acquire a business for her so that way she can pour into her family.
So mergers and acquisitions is interesting, right? Because now we're getting into buying businesses, acquiring businesses, growing and scaling companies, which capital is required. And we were offline talking beforehand. And you said one of the things that people want to throw you out of the room for, your words, is that you will tell people to get into mergers and acquisitions before investing in real estate. Is that correct?
Correct.
Why?
Because not everybody's as sharp as you are. And what I mean by that is this. In regards to real estate, there are a lot of pitfalls that can happen to a brand new investor. And what I mean by that is you could have the best intentions, the best plan. You may run into a bad contractor. The city may be lost a screw loose and, permits are going bad or it's taking forever. Market conditions may change where, hey, interest rates have gone up, the money that we thought we were going to make. There are so many landmines in regards to real estate. There's a reason why real estate is a high-risk industry, and I don't think a lot of folks realize that. They hear real estate, where 80 to 90% of millionaires are made in real estate. Even though that is true, there are a lot of landmines where if you step on the wrong landmine, you could lose your leg or your net worth.
So you would say a safer bet is mergers and acquisitions?
Absolutely. And the reason I say it is a safer bet, mergers and acquisitions is a safer bet, is because of this. Right now is the largest wealth transfer in the history of America. And what I mean by that is baby boomers are leaving the industry. They're leaving the show. They're tapping out. So because they're leaving, they've done an incredible job of building businesses from scratch. And they've put in 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. And they're looking for someone to come and take that business off their hand. And oftentimes, they're not going to leave it to a loved one, a sibling, or a child, because most of us don't want to do what our mom and dad, we don't value it like they value it. And also, if mom and dad were going to leave us that business, we're not going to pay them the market value for that business. We're like, Dad, come on. I thought you were going to leave me the business. So if someone like yourself comes along, shows them that you value their business, you value their employees, and you want to continue their legacy, you're the perfect person to get a cash flowing business and take it to its next station in life.
Let's talk about this, because this is really interesting. I've never heard this before. I would say, like, you're right, baby boomers are retiring. There's probably tens of thousands of businesses out there that could be acquired, that people would be willing to sell, that they've invested decades into building. And then if you had the money to buy that business, you could come along and acquire it. And obviously, you got to have some business sense. You got to be able to take it over, scale it, grow it, or continue to run it. Or hire a team and put employees in place and have good leadership and management to do that. So this is really interesting because I've never looked at it through that sense. I've been a business builder. Like I've built 4 different companies. And when I look at that, always wanted to buy and invest in businesses. But in my mind, I was like, I got to make millions, then go with my wealth and acquire those businesses. But it sounds like you're like, no, Cody, like I could show you how to get the capital to go buy that business today. Is that correct?
Correct. So basically, Cody, I hate to say it, please don't throw me out of the podcast, but you've been doing it backward. And the reason I say that is most people aren't going to come out the gate like Babe Ruth when it comes to real estate. In regards to mergers and acquisition, you can. And this is what I mean by that. I can look up and find a business that's cash flowing between $1 million and $5 million and purchase that business within a short amount of time. My first real estate transaction isn't going to cash flow me between $1 million and $5 million a year. So how many real estate transactions would you have to do to match my one acquisition of a business?
Yeah, business is always the best investment. You're always going to cash flow way more. Real estate's a very good long-term play to build a portfolio of cash flow and cash on cash return. So I like that, man. And now acquiring a business like that, what kind of money would that take?
So here's the interesting part. It doesn't require a lot of money at all. And the reason because of that is this. Unlike real estate, we can use the business owner's financials to benefit us. And what I mean by that is, say you have a business, Cody,
okay,
and I'm looking to acquire that business. I come in, you're a good steward of your business. You have 5 years, you have 10 years of business tax returns. And I'm I'm interested in giving you your price. I'm not here to haggle you, Cody. You've done an amazing job. Let me take over your business. You give me those financials. If I qualify credit-wise and I have a small amount of capital or no capital at all, I can go to the SBA or I can get another type of loan product where I can walk into that business for almost no money down.
So you're telling me that you can use the business owner's financials because you're acquiring an asset. So the lending company always looks at risk and they're saying, hey, he wants to borrow money from me to buy an asset that we know has a 10-year history of cash flowing profit. So then you can leverage the financials of the business, just like when they look at a house and what it's worth and things like that, with like an SBA, which is a government-backed loan, which is actually really good loans, to then buy that business for the price that the business owner wants to sell it.
Correct.
That's genius, man. I love that. Let's go buy some business.
Let's go.
So what's the starting process with this, bro? You do a lot with teaching people how to get money and stuff. Can you walk us through that? Like drop some nuggets for the audience, educate some people.
So I tell people this. Number one, the most important thing is you have to be a good steward of your money. So that's why credit is the foundation in regards to this wealth ladder that we take people down. We want to make sure you understand credit. We want to make sure that your financial house is in order. Once we look at your financial house, we make sure you're profiled and everything is structured correctly. Then we go and acquire some funding for you. And the reason we go and acquire funding, because there's so many different deals out there, we want to have a reserve of capital for you. So that way you can take advantage of those opportunities. And I tell people this all the time. Poor is a state of mind. It's not a state of being. And what I mean by that is poor is is a person that has to pass on opportunity repeatedly. That's what happens. If you're poor, an opportunity, Cody could come to me and say, hey, I have a business that's cash flowing $5 million. If you have $100,000, I give it to you right now. Well, if I don't have the access to capital, I have to pass on that opportunity. Once we go and get you that capital, then we start to look in regards to mergers and acquisitions. And like I said, there is the largest wealth transfer that's going on right now in regards to baby boomers selling business. And we like to operate in a place I call the blue ocean. It's not my theory, but it's a theory that I picked up. Are you familiar with blue ocean, red ocean?
Oh, yeah.
So basically,
it's a good book.
We have a segment of, in regards to acquiring businesses, where $1 million and below, there's a bunch of little guys fighting for those businesses. 5 million or above is where the big boys are playing. So we want to be in that segment of the ocean where not a lot of people are acquiring those businesses. It's too big for the little guys and too small for the big guys. And that's where we feast.
Dude, I like that. That is a blue ocean, right? So you're saying between 1 and 5 million is a good sized business to acquire, to come in. And do any of the people you work with have a fear, Andre, like, okay, we can buy the business, but I'm afraid that I'm not going to be able to run it or scale it or make it profitable?
Yeah, that's a great fear to have, because you know what? More than likely, you're not the right person to scale that business. There's a lovely book out there, folks, and I want you guys to look it up. No affiliate link or anything. It's called Who, Not How. Oftentimes, in regards to ourselves, we don't get to the destination in life that we're supposed to get because we're always stuck in the mud trying to figure out, how can I do this, when we should find a who. Get with a Cody, and Cody will basically take me to where I need to be.
Yeah, that's such a good book. It's funny. This is a crazy little side tangent here. That book is sitting at home in my office. I have a lot of books. I bought a lot of books, and I haven't read it yet. And it was highlighted to me. I've heard it 3 times in the past 2 weeks. I pulled it out. I set it there. And then I was like, I have 2 other books I'm reading right now. And then you just brought it up. And I believe that's the Holy Spirit saying, bro, you need to open that book up and read it. I'm big on building teams, leadership, all that. But maybe there's a nugget in that book that's going to change everything.
Absolutely. It's a great, great read. Matter of fact, the author of that book is not even the person that came up with the concept. The person with the concept says, hey, I'm not an author. I'm going to find an author. You write the book. Here's what the book's going to be about.
Wow. Talk about who, not how.
There you go.
He lived exactly what he writes about in the book. That's powerful, man. Okay, so acquiring capital, getting your credit right, being a good steward of your money, then obviously good to find mentors like you that understand the industry, where to get money, what to apply for. I would imagine you teach all that. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's huge. Then we move into mergers and acquisitions. You've told us, hey, this is a blue ocean that we're seeing, 1 to 5 million businesses. Give us some examples. Like, what are some companies that you've come across that are blue ocean companies?
Believe it or not, people will laugh. It could be something as simple as a laundromat. I've bought barbershops, salons, you name it, tire shops, and so on and so on. And the thing is, someone would ask me, Andre, what do you know about tires? I don't know anything about tires, but I guarantee you there is a person out there that's on Indeed that if you pay them $100,000 a year will come in and manage the heck out of that tire shop for you and will help it grow to the next station. And oftentimes we want to have our hand in everything, and that's the wrong way to run a business. Be a CEO of your business. Place the right person in the business, step back, and have systems in place to monitor what's going on in the business and reward people for doing a great job.
Love that. Now, do you buy and hold these businesses, or do you buy them to grow them to sell them? Is there a strategy on the back end?
So that depends on the individual person. So there are many strategies where you buy, hold, group them together, and sell them in chunks. Like, hey, I got 4 laundromats under this one holding company. Who wants to go and buy it? I have 4 tire shops, or I have 4 different businesses. Or we have some people that may be like this. Look, this thing is cash flowing. I have a person in place. I get to be in Hawaii in the wintertime, and I get to be in Canada during the summer. Andre, I'm going to just enjoy the fruits of this, and I don't need much. So it depends on the individual person and the goal that they have. But there are many strategies that we can implement.
That's good. What's your strategy for you?
Oh, for me? To be honest, my strategy is to chunk them up together, get rid of them, and slowly but surely climb my own personal wealth ladder.
I love that, man. Thanks for sharing. Then the next stage would be real estate, correct?
Correct. And the reason I say the next stage is real estate, now you have some capital to play with, because if you start off in real estate, one wrong deal could wipe you out. So now that you have a cash flowing asset, now you could get into real estate. Now you could go and find a Cody and say, hey, Cody, I got a large chunk of money. You know what? Here you go. I don't even want to be too involved in it. Can you promise me double-digit returns? You can? Boom. I'm going to be the best investor you've ever ran across. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to hand you my money. And then at the end of the year, you send me my returns.
Yeah, your dividends from it, or quarterly or whatever. Mm-hmm. So you say real estate would be the last one. And have you moved into real estate, or are you still?
Actually, I did get into real estate.
Okay. So you've gone, gotten funding, bought businesses, you're cash flowing those, you're grouping them together, you're getting rid of them, you're growing your wealth ladder, and then now you're moving into real estate and acquiring different assets in there. Mm-hmm. That's powerful, man. So what's the best route? Someone's like sitting, they're a 9-to-5 worker, they're listening to the podcast, they're driving in their car right now. Let's say hypothetical. Let's say Brian's driving in his car right now. He's hearing, he's like, all right, Andre, I hear you. Where do I start?
Where do you start, Brian? Hey, Brian, this is where you start. You reach out to me, and wherever station you are in life, you're transparent and you're honest, because honesty is the key. You tell me what station you are in life, and we start from there. Whether it's somebody that we need to fix your credit up, whether it's somebody we just need to go and get capital for, whether it's somebody that, hey, I got the capital, I want to go in regards to the M&A, we go there. Wherever station you are, you're transparent with us, and then we go from there.
Nice. So how do they reach out to you?
In regards to myself, look, I'm simple. My name is Andre J. Volcy on any social media platform, or you can go to our website, Avant Cloud. Avant, like your favorite singer. Cloud, like those puffy pillows in the sky. .co. And send us a message. Say, hey, I saw you sitting down with that good-looking gentleman, Cody. You know what? I want to reach out.
Let's go, man. Mm-hmm. Well, make sure you guys reach out to him. So we've talked about some cool stuff with like business and funding and acquisitions and things like that. You also, you're building your business, you're educating people. What made you want to get into the education side?
To be honest, what made me want to get into the education side was I was thrust into the education side. And what I meant by that is I implemented these strategies for myself. And when I implemented these strategies for myself, naturally, whenever you have any string of success, there's going to be people that are at a distance that are watching you that are going like, Cody, what you got brewing over there, bro? Like, you're like, just minding my business, just doing my thing. Hey.
I'm just buying up laundry mats and tire shops.
Yeah, and barbershops, and then they're like this, hey, is this something that I can do? And then you're like, yeah, why not? And what we don't realize oftentimes is people are not at the same station in life that we are. So if we were both swimmers, Cody, and you're doing laps around the Olympic pool and I've never swam before, if I jump in, I'm going to drown. So when I went to go help people implement this stuff, I go, oh, okay, this is why you aren't getting the same results. We need to step back and work on A, B, and C. And then helping one person turn out to helping another person, turn out to helping another person. And then I was like, you know what? I need to go back to school, go get my master's in business. So that way, if I'm really going to be a good steward and help as many people as possible, I want to make sure that I'm prepared for this journey.
So you did that? You went back to school?
Yes, sir.
And then you launched out this company, Avant Cloud.
Yes, sir.
And now how long you been doing this?
So 5 years.
Wow. Come on, man. Congratulations.
Hey, thank you.
That's powerful. It's funny you said swimming. Tomorrow, I'm going down to La Jolla Cove with a group of guys, and we're jumping in the water and swimming a half mile in open ocean. Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
Make sure everybody's at the same station in life that you are, Cody.
We got a safety team. We got guys out there in kayaks, paddle boards, all that. Make sure nobody drowns. But my buddies are crazy, and they talk me into doing crazy things. And I'm like, did you see that Torrey Pines video about that shark eating that dolphin? We're going to be swimming a half mile from there. He's like, it'll be fine.
Okay. All right. What time of day is this?
Tomorrow. You want to come?
You know what? The way my schedule's set up.
So 9 to 11, I think we're doing the swim. And then 11 to 2, we have brotherhood and fellowship. So it'll be good. But pray for me I don't drown or get eaten by a shark.
Oh, man, those waters are cold even at 9 a.m.
Yeah, it's going to be cold. It'll wake us up. But we like doing hard stuff. That's how we grow. That's how men bond,
There we go. The ladies are looking at you like,
like he crazy.
Yeah, we do it at a spa, but you guys go in the other direction.
That's facts. Cool, man. So anything else that's just on your heart around like business or life or whatever that you feel called to kind of just share on the show?
Oh, yeah. This is what I want to share with folks in regards to, I know we're in here, we're talking about business, but at the core of it, I want you to sit down before you go on any journey and find out your why. And what I mean by that is this. This is when I sit down and talk with clients, I go, why do you want to go on this journey? And, sometimes people give us the surface level answer. And I keep probing and ask another why, until I hit an emotion. And oftentimes, that's the real reason why we're doing something. Oftentimes, people say, well, you know what? I want money. Why do you want money? Well, I want to make sure my family's taken care of. Why do you want to make sure your family's taken care of? That's me being put. Why do you want to make sure your family's taken care of?
Digging.
They go, well, because I saw my dad work hard. Okay, why do you... And then you'll find out that oftentimes it'll be because people will be like this. Hey, my dad or my mom, they worked hard shifts. They wasn't around and I didn't feel love from them. So I don't want my children to experience that same thing. So I want to make sure that I go on this journey and take care of this now. So that way my children will never have to question that I love them. I'll be like, all right, let's go.
Now you got a why.
Yeah.
Because it gets hard. Nothing's easy. And you got to have that why to lean on. When times get tough, man, like, especially in business with big money and different things and deals, like, I've been through it, man. Like, life throws you punches. Business throws you punches. There's days you don't want to get out of bed. There's days you might feel like you're on top of the world and wealthy, and the next day the whole world's on top of you and you're suffocating underneath of it. I know for me, like digging into why did I start all this in the first place? Why do I get out of bed every day? Is that strength and that conviction and that drive that pushes me through the next step and the next step and the next step. And that's powerful, man. So for you, do you mind sharing your why with us?
Oh, man. Cody, don't look. You're not going to make me cry on this podcast.
Come on. I might. If I do, then mission accomplished.
Oh, man. I'm going to say this. Cody, my why is my parents. And what I mean by that is this. I witnessed my parents giving their all and everything in regards to our family members. And when you're an immigrant, oftentimes it'll be one person. It's like the scout team that comes over here and go like this. All right, this place checks out. And then you go and you bring back an aunt, a grandmother, a brother, an uncle. And then next thing you know, you have your entire family with you. I just love that family dynamic, Cody. And what I mean by that is I love when you have that love of the people around you and it's genuine and you guys are pouring into each other, stories, you're laughing. I love that feeling. And that's why to me, a tribe is the most important thing that I can gather from a business.
Wow. So you kind of have two tribes, right? You have your family, and are they kind of all over the U.S. now? Are they still mainly in Miami? Are they out here on the West Coast?
Oh, they're all over the place. And technically I have two tribes, but I have one. And I tell most people this, and people don't believe it. A client comes intake in regards to the our business, and when I'm sitting there and I'm talking to that person, literally, that bond of working together for 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, literally, next thing I know, that person goes from being a client to a partner to a friend to the point where I wake up and I look at my phone and I'm like, man, this guy sent me like 30 pictures of his kids freaking swimming in the pool. Like, hey, man, we barbecuing out here, you son of a gun. I'm like, hey, man, I guess we're locked in now.
Yeah. Become like family.
Yeah. Well, you are family.
Yeah, and that's it's so cool that you said that, man. I love this because, man, my best friends now in my life I've met through the business world and content and social media and doing stuff like this. And I believe there's that saying that people say that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And I believe that business is nothing more than relationships at the foundation of what we do. If you dig through it all, sure, there are people that are very transactional in this world. They're empty inside. But truly, business is relationship. The best business thrives off of trust and off of people combining talents and gifts towards common directions and visions. So I think it's cool that you said that because, even Tony, shout out to Tony Hernandez. He does my podcast. And, Tony, we met because I was online on social media. I got involved with a mastermind. I came out to an event in San Diego. I met with a guy that was like a partner with him at the time, Max. Max joined my coaching program. And then Tony eventually joined. And it's just cool to see now. I consider Tony like a brother. Man, he's my videographer. He's my podcaster. Heck, we're talking about opening up studios in San Diego and creating spaces like this for other entrepreneurs and doing really cool things. And I consider him like family. He could call me at any time. He could be like, man, I'm going through a really tough time. And I'll pick up the phone and I'll talk to him. And I got his back and he knows that. And so thank you, man, for sparking that. Because I think people need to hear that. Business doesn't just have to be transactional.
Thank you. Hey, matter of fact, thank you for giving me a platform to share that message.
Yeah, man, it's powerful, man. And iron sharpens iron. That's the word of God tells us. We're sharpening one another. I'm getting sharpened by you right now. I believe you're getting sharpened by me. And I believe that the listener to this is getting sharpened by both of us and that there's power in that, man. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to take the conversation next. And I got a topic I'd love to bring up because you're a business guy like me. You're doing some things. Artificial intelligence.
Okay.
AI.
Let's go. Let's go
there. It's hot. Everybody's talking about it. It's changing a lot of things. What's your take on AI in the world, in business, and all of it?
I am 100% for it. I know most people see AI, they go, it's going to take a bunch of jobs. And I go, you know what? AI is really going to be a foundation that helps a lot of us see traction in our life and our business if we use it correctly.
Are you using it yet in your business?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And matter of fact, I know everybody uses, Chat GPT?
Yeah.
So I tell a lot of my clients, use the heck out of that AI until you can't anymore. And what I mean by that is this. Oftentimes, when we're starting a project, we're stuck in those beginning stages. We don't know how. Go on there and let it build the foundation for you, and then you could build off of that. You could be like, I don't like this. I'm going to take this off. But now you have a platform to jump off of instead of just being stuck on the ground.
Yeah, it's amazing how it's enabling us, right? Like, I mean, you can go on there and say, you know, like maybe you did acquire a barbershop, right? And you could be like, you could ask the AI, like, hey, give me like the standard operating procedure for a barbershop on how to run it. Hey, tell me how to build a barbershop to $1 million. You can start prompting it and asking all of these different questions and things, and you're going to get stuff out of it. Like you said, you're going to have to filter it, recycle some of it, take some of it out, tweak it, refine it, but it'll help you get past that mental block when you're sitting with like a blank piece of paper and you're like, what do I do? And I think that that's huge. And then it increases and optimizes productivity. Now you could do what would have maybe taken you 1,000 hours in 1 hour, which is crazy. So obviously ChatGPT, have you started implementing any other tools, content, marketing, sales, internal processes? Have you started playing with any of the other stuff?
Oh man, there's a bunch of tools out there that we implement. One that I love is Otter. I don't know.
Otter.ai.
There you go. You know, you throw it into, you have your Zoom meetings, you throw it in there and it has a transcript of the entire thing. Some people want to read, some people want to go over the notes. In this podcast, we could use it over the podcast and in 2.5 seconds have it. So there's a bunch of AI tools for slide decks, you name them. Like I said, they give you the foundation and then they let you build off of them. And to me, anything that is a shortcut in regards to productivity is an awesome, awesome tool. We're in the stage where, you know, we're filling it out. We don't understand the power of it, but these tools are very powerful and they'll take you a lot further in your life and business.
Yeah, I love that you brought that up because Otter.ai, guys, you can go get for free. It gives you like so much of it. Then there's a paid version. And here's a little hack with that. So we'll run Otter.ai on my meetings. Then you can take that transcript and throw it into ChatGPT and say, summarize this and give me the main bullet points. And what I can do is I can send Otter.ai into a meeting with a team member of mine that I don't maybe feel like I need to put my time into that meeting. Otter.ai will transcribe the whole meeting. I'm not even there. Other person meets there. And then I'll tell the AI to give me just the bullet points that matter. And then it takes me 5 minutes to look at bullet points, and I got the summary of a meeting that maybe took 45 minutes that I didn't have to attend. I just bought myself back 40 minutes of my time.
Awesome. Look at that.
So there's some cool stuff we could do, man. Mm-hmm. I'm excited. And AI, I love bringing it up because nobody's an expert on AI. And anybody that says they are, they're lying. It's too new. You can't be an expert. They say 10,000 hours to master something. Nobody's put 10,000 hours into the new tech, and it's new stuff's coming out every day. So I love bringing up with business owners. Everybody's in a different place with it and just kind of seeing like, hey, what moves are you making? These are the moves that I'm making. So, yeah, dude, I appreciate you talking about that. Any other thoughts around AI or tools or things that you want to learn about? Let's chop it up a little.
Oh, man. So here's a free tip. I think it's called 11 Labs or something like that. I oftentimes I'll do this. I'll go to ChatGPT, have it write a script, you know, edit the script, boom, 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 boom. And if you're somebody that's looking to run a faceless YouTube channel, you can give 11 Labs your voice, let it clone your voice, and you guys have heard those Drake songs, and now you can have your own YouTube channel, which in your own voice, and all you had to do was basically edit a script and throw it into an AI platform. So there's a lot of things that you can do to buy your time back, to create more content. Like we said, it's relatively new. We just have to find a place for it in our life and our business.
That's good. Yeah, 11 Labs is powerful. We've used that. And then there's even DID, and there's a couple other ones, the video ones. So you can actually upload a picture of you, and if you do it with a green screen behind you, it's even better. I could take a picture of you with a green screen. I could create an animated version of you, upload the 11 Labs, have your voice. I mean, you could even put your voice into that one too. It's not as good as 11 Labs. And now we could send customized videos. Say someone comments on your social media, and imagine 5 minutes later automating a custom video from you like, hey, what's up, Cody? Appreciate you taking the time to comment on my video, dropping some knowledge on them. Sounds super custom and personalized to sales call or to lead magnet, or the event that you got coming up, or masterclass, or webinar. I think that AI will revolutionize every part of our businesses and systematize it in a way that you've never seen before, bro.
Oh, definitely. And you know what? And this is the thing that I want to stress to the folks that are like, oh my God, they're taking over. This is how you have to look at it. Now, AI will make those conversations that you have one-on-one with a client or in a group meeting more authentic, and people will appreciate your time more. Like, wow, I appreciate that they're not just having me chat with a robot. Yeah. Cody is actually jumping on a call with me. Thank you, bro.
And I want to say something on that because you're right. I was having a long talk about this. I've been doing a lot with AI behind the scenes, and me and some business guys were talking about the customer journey. The customer experience still matters above everything else. So we can incorporate AI, but we can't fully remove the human element. Think about it, guys. When you call your bank, you still want to hit 0 and talk to a human being instead of the automated system. When you're on the chatbot with Amazon, you still want to talk to the person, not the AI. Why? Because of the customer experience in the journey. So you have Fortune 500 companies spending billions of dollars on AI, and it will evolve. And part of it is the younger generations will adopt to the change more. The older generation's not as comfortable talking with a robot. So I think there will be a transfer of technology just in what we're used to and what we're okay with in terms of experience with a company and how we interact with it. But I was talking to these guys, and they had a really good point. They're like, Cody, you can have all this AI, but we still want to talk to people. And I'm like, you're right. And at the end of the day, the company cares more about the customer journey and the customer experience. Of course, they care about margins and profit and bottom lines. They're a business. But if their customer stops buying from them because there's zero personal element anymore, they'll go to the competitor. Company won't let that happen. So I think those afraid of it have to understand that human beings long for human connection. We always will, even in business. I don't think we'll fully remove that. And I think that jobs will just become enhanced. I think that employees will just be more productive in their roles at the company with new technology.
Oh, and to me, I see AI not as a replacement for the human experience, but as a supplement. Because let's be for real. You're in real estate. Let's say you're an Airbnb owner and you install an AI in regards to your communication with the client. 3 o'clock in the morning, you're catching some Z's. You're at home with your family and loved one. If somebody goes, hey, the Wi-Fi went out, the customer experience is now going to be supplemented because now that AI is going to recognize like, hey, Wi-Fi is out. What are the SOPs for the Wi-Fi being out? Here you go. Have you tried this? You know, when that person wants that Wi-Fi back on, they're not going to be like, oh, are you real or you? They're going to be like, well, let me go try this. Oh, it worked.
Right. And you didn't lose any sleep.
Yeah.
Didn't interrupt time with your family. Optimized.
Yeah.
All you did was just take a chatbot response. You build in SOPs, like you said, for it. There's keywords. So if they send in certain words, Wi-Fi, it triggers. Amazon does this right now. And a lot of companies do that are pretty big companies. And they'll have like these options. Like, does this fit what you're looking for? Then you click on that button. It takes you to a series of more to try to solve 80% of the problems out there. And maybe the 20% that can't solve, then they'll push you to customer support.
Absolutely.
It's optimized, man. That's powerful. So do you plan on doing more with AI in your business then? Is that safe to say?
Oh, yeah. I definitely plan on doing more with AI because, number one, we have to realize what you said. The customer experience matters. At the end of the day, if my customer doesn't get the experience from my business that they want, they don't care if it's a robot. They don't care if it's a human being. They want their needs met when they have them. So if artificial intelligence allows that to happen, and then we have somebody on the back end that supplements that, the client doesn't care as long as their needs are met.
Yeah, that's good, man. I think you guys are going to be able to do some cool stuff too with the credit side of things, even the mergers and acquisitions and the deal hunting. I think that software is going to come out. We're working on some stuff right now, potentially in the e-com space. Can't say too much, but there's a process. Basically, people have developed SOPs for how they scope businesses, how they buy them, the numbers they look for. Imagine that being fully automated. Like you just kind of submit deals into an AI and it literally pops out like this is a good buy or this is a bad buy. Yeah, green light or red light. I mean, come on. You don't got to spend hours. Then the green lights, you're still going to look at it. You're still going to vet it. You still have attorneys get involved in all of that. But the AI has already sorted through, say, 100 deals and said these 3 are the best deals out of the 100. Now look at 3 instead of 100. So I think you guys are going to keep an eye out for that, bro. I think there's going to be some cool stuff you can do in mergers and acquisitions. We'll talk offline too.
No worries. No worries. Appreciate it.
Come on. Cool, man. Well, last thing I'll ask you before we finish up here is what's next for you, Andre?
Wow. All right. In regards to what's next for me is this. I'm going to go bigger and better. And what I mean by that, I know that was a vague response, is this year, in all full transparency, I've always been somebody that, you know, loved being behind the curtain, loved being in the background. I think this is the year for me to step out and really bring my message to as many people as possible, so that way I can help a lot of folks change the fabric of their lives.
Is this uncomfortable for you?
Oh, man. You know what? Talking about myself and being a me person is uncomfortable. I've always been someone that when someone gives me a compliment, I deflect, but I need to come out of that, because at a certain point, if you've been serving someone all day and they go, hey, bro, let me get you a beer. And you're like, nah. I'm like, bro, you've gotten us 100. Well, don't drink 100 beers, folks. But, you know, sometimes people want to return that favor, and you have to be receptive to it.
Yeah. And man, I appreciate you being willing to put yourself out there, come on the show. You're doing some great things in the world. And I think there's even a deeper level of unselfishness. You know, you could stay behind the curtain doing what you've been doing and you'll be fine, bro. You'll build wealth. If you've got a system and a process to do that and you're scaling, you could stay on that path. But there's something I think innately inside us when we want to do more for people. And if you don't share the journey, you don't share the story, you don't share the wisdom, who gets impacted? Whose life gets changed? I mean, think about you. Who's that immigrant 5-year-old kid right now that's coming up in the world that one day is going to be a teenager that has big dreams, that maybe he stumbles upon this podcast, the Cody Cottle Show, and listens to this episode. And because you were willing to get uncomfortable, you were willing to sit in that seat, talk about you, even though it's not comfortable, his life is made better because of it.
You're absolutely right. And someone said this to me a while ago, and it resonated with me. You can leave a legacy in people. You can't leave a legacy in your bank account. And that's what I'm on a path to do.
Leave a legacy in people, but not your bank account. That's powerful, bro. That's so good. Well, Andre, man, I just want to shake your hand. I want to thank you, bro, for coming on the show, dropping some knowledge for us today. Guys, I want you guys to go connect, follow, show Andre some love. What's the social media handles again?
Social media is my real name, Andre J. Volcy. Funny last name, Volcy. If you're looking for the company, it's Avant Cloud, AVANT Cloud.co. Can't wait to connect.
Guys, go connect with him. And as always, go make today great.